And welcome back to another video. Today I'll be taking a look at the update for World Utilities. I was just messing about in a survival world and I noticed and I checked the book and I was oh, there's new stuff in here. Again, with add-on updates, it's hard to keep track of them because unless they have an official Discord where they announce when a new update is being released, it's a bit hard to keep track because before you used to have to go into your library and manually update your add-ons, so it was easier back then because it'd be like, oh, blue exclamation mark, I know to update that add-on. But now Mojang have changed it so that you log in and it automatically updates and doesn't tell you what's been updated, just tells you that something's been updated. So again, I don't know how long this update's been out for, so I'm just gonna cover it either way. Anyway, to provide constant updates and further enhance your survival experience, please read through the changes. Yeah, so I did the Disenchanter. So let's go into survival mode and take a look at this. So the Disenchanter, it's so yeah, instead of a book, it's a block of emerald, and instead of diamonds, it's books. Kind of makes sense because it's like inverting it, where the inverse of the enchanting table, but instead of 2 diamonds, it's now a block of emerald. So we have this. So yeah, so let's get let's get a sword. No, right, sword. And let's get this enchanted. So this sword now has sharpness, fire aspects, looting, unbreaking, mending, and knockback. Slap it on there, and now I need 6 books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 books. And yeah, you get the sword back, and all the enchantments are now on their separate book. Yeah, that's useful. I know the Uncrafter, plus add-on. The best Uncrafter add-on that I did a review on, that has a Disenchanter, which does do this, but in that you get the books for free. So this is a little bit more balanced in my opinion with not getting free books, but it's not like getting free books is immensely OP. Yeah, that's pretty useful. Especially if you get if you have a mob farm and they drop a gold chest plate with protection 4 or something. Or some sort of enchantment that you can get off there, or efficiency 3 iron shovel or something. I don't know. Anyway, next up is the portal pad. Portal pad. It's a piston and an acacia pressure plate. For some reason, it's specifically acacia. I want to test it out. So, piss. So, was it regular? Was it regular? I'll just get both just in case. And then. So, I'll get jungle and acacia. And then. So yeah, it's normal. So if I take the acacia pressure plates out from there, put them in. Okay, so yeah, you can use all the pressure plates. So yeah, I don't know why I just specifically highlighted Acacia. So what does this do? Oh, I have a feeling I know what it does. Yeah, it's an elevator block. Like, there's so many like different add-ons with different elevator blocks. Like, if you don't already have one, this is a decent one. And it's actually a unique take on the crafting recipe because usually they use like ender pills and stuff, while this one's cheaper, but it's also not the best because it doesn't have like a sound. Yeah, there is sound. It doesn't have like sound or a cool animation or anything, so it is a very basic one. But for how cheap it is, it's got a niche. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. Jetpack. I mean, I guess it saves environments by a jetpack add-on. Jet. Here we go. Jetpack. 6 copper. Always nice to have another use for copper. 2 coal and a lava bucket. Don't really get why lava bucket. I would have done a block of TNT instead of lava bucket because it kind of makes more sense. But yeah, you get jetpack. You put it on your back. Oh, it doesn't have any fuel. Do I need lava buckets to fuel it? Lava. Alright. Equipped in your chestplate slot to fly. Yeah, but how do I fuel it? You have no fuel. Interact with coal or charcoal. Okay. There you go. Little message in the top there. So let's just get some coal. Charcoal is closer. So a stack of charcoal will get you to, well, easy to. So yeah, about 20%. Yeah, this is decent. It's a bit slow horizontally. But it's honestly not the worst flying I've ever seen. Like, there are better ways of flying, like in that little robot buddies. I don't know whatever it was called. I can't remember. But I had like a flying chair that was really good. But you did have to fuel that with redstone dust, and this only takes like charcoal or coal, which you can make charcoal quite easily by just making a tree farm and cooking the logs. But yeah, and considering that it's like the most expensive thing in the crafting recipe was a lava bucket, it's honestly a decent form of early game flight. And it seems that charcoal or coal refuels it by 10 to 20%. I'm pretty sure I did see it go 20% at least once. So it'll take like 5, somewhere between 5 to 10 coal to fully refuel it. And as you can see here, it's not going down super fast. Anyway, let's move on to the one big downside is that it doesn't give you any armor, which is similar to the elytra. So maybe being able to like craft the jetpack with an armor piece to get armored jetpacks would be that might be a good idea for an update. So grab bag. Grab bag. It's 5 wool, a chest, and a string. So what do you do, grab bag? Place on the ground and interact to store items. So it's like a chest. Well, but it has way less storage. Oh, why? Am I missing something here? Also, I accidentally broke the ice. This seems rather pointless. Right, well, what is the point of the grab bag? Right. Oh. Now you have to do crouch and punch. I don't know what the point of this is. Like, why would you want this? It doesn't pick stuff up on its own. Like, why? What is the point of the grab bag? Hold on. World Utilities Guidebook. Let's see. Grab bag, grab bag, grab bag. Grab bag, grab bag. There it is. A storage of items similar to a shulker, allowing you to carry up to 5 extra stacks of items in your inventory. Place it on the ground and interact to open it. Break the bag to pick it. Oh, so it's basically a shulker box. That's the point. So if I put them in there, and then break it. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay, that's the point. Okay, so it's basically an early game shulker box, which is all right. With it costing like a bunch of wool, like once you get shears, that's not too bad. But considering that you can make a yeah, okay, it's pretty decent. I can see why you would want to use it. Just as like a early game shulker to store some stuff. Fast place utility. How do we craft this? 2 iron, 2 redstone, and a feather. So, fast place active. Warning, fast place is currently active. So if I just grab a bunch of oak, and let's just go over here. Whoa. Okay, yeah, so it is just what it's basically doing is it's like having turbo on a controller. It's just making you press right click really quickly. It does cause some problems with it just placing blocks inside of you. But this would be useful for building. Say you're building a wall. Only problem is that it does just end up placing blocks inside of you, so pillaring up it's not really good for that. Why did I get so many oak logs? Planks. I can see why you would want this. I'm just personally not a super big lover of it. Because of the whole placing blocks inside of you. First place. Scuba tank. Let's take a look at this. SCU. Scuba tank. 6 copper, 3 empty bottles. We get the scuba tank. Do we have to equip it? Oh, it can go in your offhand. Okay, so it's at 100. Can I use it in my offhand? Let's find out. 99. Oh, so does it have to be in your hand at all? Oh, yeah, apparently it does. Because it's not letting me unequip it. But yeah, when you're underwater, it just gives you water breathing for a bit, which is nice. And considering that it's only like 6 copper and 3 bottles, which is just 3 blocks of glass, which you can cook with like 2 slabs, this is pretty decent. It does remind me of the air bladder from Essentials, but I think this is more of a... Well, I think the air bladder is more of an early game, while this is well, because you just need to kill some cows and get some leather to get to... where with this, you just need... where you need like copper and stuff, which means you need furnaces and you know, stuff to smelt with, so it's a little bit more difficult to get. So it has its own little niche in between the air bladder and, so let's say, like water breathing potions or conduit, which are more late game items. But let's see, when I get out of the water, does it regenerate? Yeah, so it does regenerate slowly. Yeah, it slowly refills. So that's also something that the air bladder has over this, is that you can refill it really quickly. Okay, it says equipping offhand to breathe in the water. But now that it won't let me take it out of my offhand until it's fully refilled, which is a little bit annoying, but yeah, well. So there's warps. Warp. Warps. It's 5 cobblestone, a glass block, and a dark oak plank. I guess you could just use any planks. So I just assume, yeah, add spawn. So we'd have one for spawn, and then maybe, and then like you'd have one for your home and stuff. Just like basically warps between like separate points that you want to be at. So let's add one like stone. stony area. And then you just teleport between them. This is very much like the ones that one from Essentials. It has a teleport item, and it also has like the universal remote, which has that hooked in. But does it work between dimensions? Wait, isn't this bugged? And then I'm gonna swarm it there and fall. Yep. And it killed me. Yeah, I forgot about that. Boop. Into the nether I go. Don't know why I made that weird noise. Anyway. Then you can have one for Nether. Submit. So, can this teleport through dimension? Yes, it can. So, I could see why some people may consider this to be a bit OP. Like, how many can you add? So, that's another warp. 3, 4, 5. Oh. So yeah, you can have up to 5. So it's not as good as Essentials because Essentials is more expensive, but it allows you to have way more warp points. But I could see some people thinking this is a bit OP for such a cheap crafting recipe. And also, I don't know why the item looks like a building. Maybe it's a reference or a joke or something. I just don't get. But yeah, kind of a little bit iffy on that one. With it maybe being a bit too OP. You could also disable it if you're the admin, I think. Let's see. No, it does not look like you can disable it. Oh wait, yeah, here we go. How many? So yeah, so by default 5, you can say up to 10. Well, if I would like to say it to 2, maybe 3. You can add a delay. How many homes you can set? Warp. What's the difference between warp and homes then? I don't know. So let's move on to the next one. Added the Amethyst Breaker. I think I know what this does. Me. No, that's Am-E, not Am-Me. So Amethyst Breaker, it's 4 amethyst and a stick. And I think, oh, this looks cool though. I think I know what this does. Yep, it allows you to pick up amethysts. Budding amethysts, which is nice because then you can make a budding amethyst farm. But it's not the only add-on that I've seen that allows you to pick up and move amethyst. But if you don't have any of those other add-ons, then it's still pretty cool and nice. If only amethyst itself was a bit more useful. Mind you, not essentials. Alchemy makes it more useful because you can just convert it to essence. So got a suction hopper. Yeah. So the suction hopper, it's the hopper crafting recipe with added honey block. I don't really get why it's a honey block if this is doing what I think it's doing. So let's get the suction hopper. Let's get a chest. And we put chest down, put suction hopper there. Yeah, it does do what Oh. Does it only work if it's on top? Yeah, it only works if it's on top of the chest. Which is a little bit annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Oh, you can also change the radius, like, from 10 to 16 and go down. But wait, oh, hold on. There they are. So yeah, it's basically, it's essentially a void hopper. If you played some Java mods, you may recognize the way name void hopper basically just sucks items in from around it. That is quite useful. There are other items that added, but yeah, void hoppers are quite useful if you just want to collect stuff. So like again with the budding amethyst, off the top of my head with the budding amethyst, you could just have it around, and then while you're breaking it, it'll suck up all the budding amethyst, and not the budding amethyst, the amethyst shards and whatever. But yeah, it's or just like for mob farms, it'll just can it suck items through blocks too? So if I am in creative mode. So if I go here and say I just enclose this in ice. Yeah, it can suck items through walls, so it just means like making. So it also means like collecting items from mob farms is easier. Or if you have a tree farm and you wanted to like automatically soak up all the logs and leaves and saplings and all that. Anyway, on to next. Oh, also I can take that off now. Also, so onto the next item. It's the watering can. Water. So it's an empty bucket and the 4 iron ingots. Oh, it's got a cool little model. I like that. So my guess is that it'll act like bone meal but slower, but also infinite. Yeah. So oh. Okay, downside to this is that it does use up the entire water source. Which is a pretty big downside. So you would have to like have an infinite water source nearby. Oh, but what I want to know is, does it do it in a 3x3 area? Let me just grab some dirt real quick, and then so let me just. Oh, I don't have a battery. Right, so I have some dirt. Also, does this work on saplings? Nope, does not appear to work on saplings. Alright, so if I just get some heat down. Give at P. Ooh. Yeah, so it does do an AoE, which is nice, but it does seem like the one the block you're using on does get the most benefit from it. Wow, my luck with the seeds are really bad today, apparently. Anyway. But yeah, that's pretty decent. A pretty decent item. If it was more like if it was like a water bottle instead of a bucket where it doesn't take away the entire water source, it would be better, but it's still pretty cool. Pretty useful. If you just want to spam a bunch of water. It could also do with like having more charges, because it runs out really quick. So watering can. Revamped the spawner menu. It will no longer prompt you to select which spawner you broke. Explosive pick will no longer break cation debris. Multi-block pick will no longer break shulkers. That's nice. Excavator shovel will now work on red sand. Yuki. Safari net recipe is now cheaper. I thought it was already really cheap, wasn't it? Safari now is string around an egg. Yeah. Was it not that? What was it before? I don't know. I cannot remember. Added an optional teleport cooldown for homes and warps on the controller. Magnet utility will now pull in the XP orbs. That's nice. Added a controller setting for weather, death. Waypoints can be publicly accessed. So that means if you can change it so that when somebody dies, if somebody else will be able to like access their grave. Stone. Added support for additional add-ons with trees. Added a settings in the controller to make death waypoints private or public. Rename the items so they are searchable in crafting table. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I can't remember what update I did last on for this add-on, but I don't think that minus lantern, death waypoints. I don't think I miss XP extractor, chunk minion. Yeah, I think I've covered all of this. I'm just gonna check real quick. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've covered all of this. So yeah, pretty cool update. Got some useful stuff in here, but nothing like super crazy. Got some useful things. Got some, but yeah, it's not really going to change the rankings. It's already in World Utilities. Is already in. It's already in must-have add-ons. So it's not like I can put it above the must-have add-ons. Yeah, and we've not seen a must-have add-on go from must-have to just down to any lower rankings, because, mind you, for that they really have to mess up an update. But yeah, pretty cool update. Anyway, I hope you guys. Oh wait, I almost forgot. I need to thank channel member, which is Phoenix. But let me just make sure that is still true and nobody else has become a channel member. If the page wants to load, the page isn't loading. There we go. Yeah, still just Phoenix. Yeah, thank you to Phoenix for being a super fan. But yeah. Also, if you want to become a channel member, there's a video on the channel going over what the membership ranks are and what each one gets you. And I've had an idea for another channel membership bonus that you will be able to do, but I need to do some work on that. But yeah, anyway, hope you guys all did enjoy this video. Hope to see you guys in the next video, and bye-bye.